Give us an idea of what Democrats are saying will happen if this stimulus does not get passed, and what Republicans are saying in terms of a counter-argument here.
Yeah, they're kind of looking at two different realities, both of which arguably are true. The Democrats are looking at the current level of COVID cases, which is rising. So, they're looking at most states becoming hotspots. Here in the D.C. area, cases are on the rise. I believe in every state except for Vermont is now considered a hotspot. You look at the very high per capita rate in the Midwest, especially in the Dakotas. So Democrats are saying, we need a huge infusion of cash right now to really get the resources we need to hospitals and to help deal with this, to workplaces, to schools, anything to help stop this spread. Republicans, on the other hand, are looking at some of the better than expected economic data with an unemployment level that is lower than we expected at this point, an economic recovery that did bounce back a bit since the lowest level of this spring. But there are signs that that economic recovery is sputtering and would need another injection of cash to continue and to start the new year off in a way that puts us on track to fully recover from this.
Well, we do know that President-elect Biden is making the transition now to January 20th, 2021. What do we know about what Biden wants to have happen before he gets into office?
Yeah, he has spoken with the two Democratic leaders, with Pelosi and Schumer, but he is leaving it to them to negotiate whatever they can this year. There's kind of two different ways of thinking about this. On the one hand, you don't want this to be the first really big political lift of a newly sworn-in president, because it's going to take some political capital to get it over the finish line. On the other hand, it wouldn't be a terrible thing for Biden's first act in office to be a huge fiscal stimulus. If he's able to get that passed as president, then he has an early win to point to as a way that he's acting on this in a way that President Trump hasn't yet. So, kind of different ways of political maneuvering, different ways to think about this. But really the bottom line is we need leadership in this moment. We're a country in crisis, and it should be beyond the political gamemanship. Unfortunately, it's not.
Just very briefly, I got to just ask you about President Trump's recent tweets attacking Fox News and retweeting OANN, rival to Fox News. We're seeing now that Fox shares are falling after the president is stoking speculation that he'll launch a rival. What's the latest?
Yeah, you kind of saw this play out on election night and in the aftermath, the kind of two sides of Fox News. One on the one hand, the news side that was trying to report the election results and call states when their decision desk thought that it was safe to do so. And then on the other side, you had more of the commentary and some of the anchors like Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity, who are more closely aligned with Trump, pushing back on that. So you kind of had this dual struggle within Fox News itself. It looks like with the news side kind of leading the charge in a post-election story, Trump's not happy with that. Yeah. And he's urging his followers to abandon Fox. So we'll see how that plays out.
We certainly will. Anna Edgerton in Washington, D.C., thanks as always for your time. Great to have you on the show today.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.